Have you ever wondered how the COVID-19 pandemic has exacerbated the housing crisis in the United States? Today, we're diving into just that. The housing crisis has been a long-standing issue in America, but the advent of the COVID-19 pandemic has added fuel to the fire, pushing countless citizens towards the brink of housing insecurity. Let's consider some sobering statistics. Currently, 1 in 10 homeowners with a mortgage is grappling with delinquency on their payments. That's a staggering 10% of mortgage-holding Americans facing the nightmare of potential foreclosure and eviction. This is the stark reality of the housing affordability crisis that the United States is currently grappling with. The COVID-19 pandemic has left an indelible mark on the economy, and its ripples are felt most acutely by those struggling with housing loans. The loss of jobs and income, coupled with the mounting pressure of mortgage payments, has created an unprecedented crisis. In rural America, the situation is even more dire as residents grapple with unique challenges related to their geographic location and economic conditions. However, amidst the gloom, there's a glimmer of hope. In an early executive action, President Joe Biden called upon federal agencies to extend eviction and foreclosure moratoriums. This measure aims to shield millions of Americans from the looming threat of housing insecurity. In response to President Biden's directive, the U.S. Department of Agriculture announced an extension of eviction and foreclosure protections for their single-family housing direct and guaranteed loans until the end of March 2021. In an effort to tackle this crisis, President Biden took an early executive action that has the potential to bring relief to millions. But what does this mean for homeowners? And how will it help those struggling with their mortgages? Stay tuned as we delve deeper into this in the upcoming scenes. The President's executive action called for a much-needed extension of eviction and foreclosure moratoriums. In these uncertain times, President Biden made it a priority to secure the homes of millions of Americans. He saw the housing crisis as a pressing issue, one that demanded immediate attention. In a move to shield Americans from housing insecurity, President Biden directed federal agencies to extend eviction and foreclosure moratoriums. This was no small decision. It was a monumental effort to protect homeowners who were grappling with loan challenges, many of whom were already dealing with the devastating impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. The potency of this executive action lies in its reach. It wasn't just for a select few, but for the millions of Americans facing the threat of eviction or foreclosure. It was a call to action for federal agencies to step up and provide the necessary support to homeowners in need. The foreclosure and eviction moratoriums initially declared by the USDA for the Single-Family Housing Direct Loan Program and the Single-Family Housing Guaranteed Loan Program were extended until the end of March 2021. This extension was a direct response to President Biden's executive action. This wasn't just about putting a temporary stop to evictions and foreclosures. It was about acknowledging the profound impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on housing affordability. With 1 in 10 homeowners with a mortgage facing delinquency on payments, the need for such measures was evident. But this executive action was just the beginning. The Biden administration, in tandem with these measures, committed to collaborating with Congress to enact more robust and proactive initiatives. The aim: to provide additional relief to American families and individuals adversely affected by the ongoing pandemic. This action was promptly followed by a response from the U.S. Department of Agriculture, providing a beacon of hope for rural residents across America. The U.S. Department of Agriculture swiftly set into motion plans to extend eviction and foreclosure protections. With the stroke of a pen, the USDA responded to President Biden's executive action by extending crucial protections for those with USDA single-family housing direct and guaranteed loans. In a world turned upside down by the pandemic, the USDA recognized that housing security is paramount. Millions of Americans found themselves on the precipice of losing their homes, the very places that served as their sanctuaries during this global crisis. In response to this dire situation, the USDA took swift action, extending eviction and foreclosure protections until the end of March 2021. This decision was not made lightly. It came as a result of understanding the profound impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, which has precipitated an unprecedented housing affordability crisis in the United States. 1 in 10 homeowners with a mortgage now faces delinquency on payments, a statistic that underscores the scale of the crisis. But the USDA didn't stop there. In tandem with these measures, the department also committed to working with Congress to enact more robust and proactive initiatives, aiming to provide additional relief to American families and individuals adversely affected by the ongoing pandemic. The USDA understands that these are more than just policies and programs. They are lifelines for the rural residents who are grappling with housing loan challenges. They are the difference between a secure home and an uncertain future. While the extension of eviction and foreclosure protections is a significant step, it is just one part of a broader strategy. The USDA continues to assess the situation, adapting its approach as necessary to meet the evolving needs of rural America. In conclusion, the USDA's response to President Biden's executive action is a testament to the importance of swift, decisive action in the face of crisis. By extending eviction and foreclosure protections, the USDA has provided a vital safety net for rural Americans at a time when they need it most. This decision is a ray of hope for rural residents struggling with housing loan challenges. Under the CARES Act, lenders are mandated to offer relief to affected borrowers. This relief comes in the form of forbearance on guaranteed loan payments for up to 180 days. This means that for about 6 months, borrowers are granted a pause or reduction in their monthly loan payments. Now, you might be wondering what happens after this initial forbearance period. Well, the good news is there's a provision for extension. Borrowers have the option to extend this forbearance period by an additional 180 days upon request. This effectively doubles the time of relief, providing borrowers with a whole year of potential respite from loan payments. Lenders also have a responsibility during this forbearance period. They must outline potential solutions available at the end of the forbearance period. Importantly, borrowers will be reassured that they will not be required to make a lump sum payment for the arrearage. This means that the missed payments will not all come due at once, a sigh of relief for many who might be anxious about the prospect of a large looming payment. Another point of relief is that during this forbearance period, borrowers will not incur any fees, penalties, or interest beyond what would have been accrued under normal payment circumstances. This ensures that borrowers are not penalized for taking advantage of this relief option. The initial approval for this 180-day COVID-19 forbearance must be granted by lenders no later than the earlier of 2 dates: the termination date of the national emergency declared by the President on March 13, 2020, or March 31, 2021. With these requirements, borrowers can breathe a sigh of relief knowing they have some leeway during this challenging time. Post-forbearance, lenders and borrowers will collaborate to assess the best way forward. The end of the forbearance period doesn't spell the end of the road. Instead, it's the beginning of a collaborative process where lenders and borrowers work together to identify the most suitable repayment strategy. If borrowers are ready to resume regular payments, lenders will offer an affordable repayment plan. This plan is designed to accommodate the borrower's financial situation, allowing them to gradually repay the missed payments. In some instances, lenders may also offer a term extension. This means that the missed payments will be deferred until the end of the loan term, providing borrowers with more time to cover their arrears. But what happens if borrowers are unable to resume regular payments? Well, lenders will evaluate them for all available loss mitigation options. These options are outlined in HB 13555, and they include a range of relief measures. For instance, there's the Assistance in Natural Disasters provision detailed in Chapter 18, Section 5. This offers term extensions, capitalization and term extensions, and even a mortgage recovery advance. These measures are not one-size-fits-all solutions. Instead, they are tailored to meet the unique needs of each borrower, ensuring that everyone gets the help they need. It's also worth noting that these measures are not exhaustive. The USDA is constantly exploring new ways to provide relief to borrowers, and updates on these initiatives can be found on their website. In conclusion, the USDA's post-forbearance options offer a beacon of hope to borrowers grappling with the aftermath of the COVID-19 pandemic. From affordable repayment plans to term extensions and loss mitigation options, these measures provide borrowers with the support they need to navigate their way out of their housing loan challenges. The USDA's measures are a reassuring testament to the government's commitment to provide relief to American families and individuals adversely affected by the ongoing pandemic. For more information, visit www.rd.usda.gov/coronavirus.